I was lost. I had left my family's apartment in the afternoon to visit my poor sick granny out in the country. She told me of a quicker way back to D.C., but that old broad has clearly lost her marbles. Hour after hour passed, and all I could see inside were field after field. There was no radio signal, no critters running around, just boring countryside. It was getting dark, too. But I kept pressing along, hoping to find some sort of clue to tell me where I was. The little clock on my dash was so off, I had no earthly idea what time it was. The gauge told me I was running extremely low on gas. This had gotten serious. I drove along, hoping and praying for a miracle. Then, off in the distance, I saw something right off the road that resembled a giant outhouse. As I got closer and closer, I could see it was indeed a little shack, right there in the middle of nowhere. It was my first sign of life in hours. Without thinking, I pulled up beside the little house and went up to knock on the door. I waited and waited. It looked like no one was home. As I walked back to my car, I heard the door crack, and I turned around to see a beautiful dame standing right before me. She looked like she popped right off the silver screen. "Are you lost?" she said. Yes, ma'am. I'm on my way to D.C. from my granny's house, and I'm running out of gas. Can you spare any fuel? Do you know a quick way back to the main road?" "Oh, sugar, that's not for over 50 miles. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm afraid you'll have to stay here for the night." "I really don't want to intrude, ma'am. I just want some gas to be on my way." "I'm afraid you don't have much of a choice, sugar. I'm very lonely here, and I haven't had company in so long. Come on inside, sugar. You can sit by the fire as I fix you some nice hot cocoa." I had a very bad feeling about this, but I was extremely tired and needed a place to rest. As I walked inside, I saw the big, beautiful fireplace. Before I knew it, I was already laying before I fell fast asleep. Then, I heard a noise. I opened one eye to see a pair of shoes right before me. I looked up to see an old man staring at me with the angriest face I had ever seen. It looked straight out of a Boris Karloff movie. "What are you doing in my house?" I was lost, sir. I came inside to get some rest before—" "Get out! Get out, boy!" Yes, sir. I'll be on my way." I ran out of the house, hopped in my car, and was back on the road before I could blink. All I could think about was my strange encounter that night. Who was that woman? Who was that man that chased me right out of the house? I would never forget that night as long as I live. And as I finally saw the signs for the main road, I took another gander at my gas gauge. I had almost a full tank.